Welcome. My name is Mitch Townley, and this is
Scott Parker,
and we are songwriters from Knoxville, Tennessee, and
Oliver Springs, Tennessee.
So far away.
So far.
What was it, about a half an hour?
About half an hour.
It just seems longer.
It does.
But anyway, what we are... Oh, I almost forgot, Scott. What are you holding in your hands? Oh, where did that come from?
This came from the Inspirational Country Music Awards.
Really?
Yeah.
Did we win something?
We might have.
Yes, we did. On April 4th, 2019, we were blessed to receive the award for the Inspirational Country Song of the Year for our song, This Side of Sunday, which was recorded by Brent Harrison. It was super fun, wasn't it?
It was a blast.
It was a blast.
Yeah. And
this is how it all went down.
The 2018 Inspirational Song of the Year is This Side of Sunday.
The songwriters of this song, Mitch Townley and Scott Parker, who are in the audience here tonight, thank you guys so much. What a great song. Thank you all.
That was even more fun the second or third time. Actually, it was about the 50th time that I watched it. I'm not lying. We started writing the song in March of 2016. The main idea that we started with is how it's easier to be a Christian on Sundays than it is all the other days of the week.
Yeah, so we tossed the idea around and landed on the title, This Side of Sunday. And we're going to let you hear some audio snippets now of how it developed. And we did it all over Skype.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Because even though we live 30 minutes away from one another, it's easy to do Skype because Scott has how many children?
Four.
Children.
When I left the house, I had four.
He's a very busy guy. So anyway, here are some of those audio snippets right now.
This side of Sunday, after the last amen, a stained glass starts to crack again, and the world starts creeping in. I'm staring down the next chance to show a man can change, trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday, I'm a bad man. He's a bad man. Trying out something for the verse here on this side of Sunday. Second alternate chorus for This Side of Sunday. On this side of Sunday, after the last amen, my verse starts to crack apart, my stained glass starts to fall apart, when the world starts creeping in. Sometimes I let my words be kerosene, take another hard step back, wrapped up in me. Oh, don't keep in mind the fine line that divides me and the guy who's holding up that cardboard sign. It's a bar fight between my want-to and what I've always done. This side of Sunday, it's a bar fight.
As you probably heard from those samples, what we like to do first when we write is come up with the chorus lyric. And then we write the verses to point to the chorus and support the chorus as best as we can.
Yeah. And if you're still watching this video, thank you. And I'm sure you heard that we played around with the melody and on the lyrics and the chorus. We finally settled on something that we thought fit it best and didn't sound like another song.
And so what you're about to hear is what we but what we came up with for what we call our work tape, our demonstration of the entire song. Never final, because as you'll learn next, we always get feedback on our song. So here's the work tape that we came up with.
Preacher says I clean up pretty good, but a new shirt and a shave don't mean you're living how you should. The sermon is a jump start for my soul. Every dusty hymn gets me feeling I am not alone. But this side of Sunday, after the last amen, my stained glass starts to crack again, and the world comes creeping in. Then here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday. Sometimes I use my words like kerosene. Let a ref's bad call or some fireball get the best of me, or get so caught up trying to buy that bigger boat, I lose out on some time well spent with the ones I love the most. This side of Sunday, after the last amen, my stained glass starts to crack again, and the world comes creeping in. Then here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday, yeah. It's a bar fight between my want-to and what I've got a history of. Sunken habits don't ever just give up. But this side of Sunday, after the last amen, when my stained glass starts to crack again and the world comes crashing in, here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. Just trying to live those verses off the page. This side of Sunday. This side of Sunday.
So there you have it. That was the original work tape for this side of Sunday. Now after we got the work tape done, we would get feedback on the song.
Yeah.
And we would do that by a couple of ways. We would send it out to some online songwriting groups that we're a part of, and get some feedback there. We'd also send it out, email it out, some of our songwriting friends, and to see what they think about it. Because it's very important to understand, if you are a songwriter or thinking about being a songwriter, that sometimes the idea that's in your head doesn't translate to the paper or to the lyric. It might be crystal clear when you're writing it, but when it gets communicated to the song, maybe there's some details that you left out or some aspects of it that people just aren't getting. So it's always important to get feedback.
Yeah, and you know, they may have suggestions about just tweaking one or two words, and if you get several people say the same thing, then you know obviously that needs to be fixed or addressed.
Well, absolutely.
And you also have to keep in mind, though, that opinions are like belly buttons.
They are?
Yeah, everybody's got one.
Well, this is so true. Everybody has one.
Okay, so once we're satisfied with all our feedback, Then it's time to get the song demoed, get a demo of it, and that's
What does demo mean?
demo stands for.
It sounds like you're going to demolish it or something.
No, we're not going to demolish it. That's earlier.
That's earlier.
Yeah,
That's right.
this is a demonstration recording.
Ah, okay.
So you know, you can get them done anywhere. We get ours done in Nashville, and so they hire professional musicians, professional singer, and the reason we do that is to present it in the best light for the song.
That's right. Now, if you are a staff writer with a publishing company, the publishing company typically pays for the cost of the demo or splits it with you, something like that. But being by the fact that we are not staff writers in Nashville, we pay for it. And so it's very important that if you're a songwriter, that you carefully choose the songs that you want to get a demo done of, because it can add up to a lot of money. And the reason why we get the demo done is that we want to be able to send our songs to artists and to publishers and to record labels who are looking for songs for their artists to record. And that is called pitching your song. So when you pitch your song, you send it out usually by email and to those different kinds of places, people you know are looking for songs, or people that you have relationships with who might have artists who are looking for songs. So the point, obviously, is to get your song recorded by an artist like we had happen with This Side of Sunday. And I want to tell you how that happened in our next section.
The preacher says I clean up pretty good, but a new shirt and a shave don't mean you're living how you should. The sermon is a jump start for my soul. Every dusty hymn gets me feeling I'm not alone. But this side of Sunday, after the last amen, my stained glass starts to crack again. The world comes creeping in. Then here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday. Sometimes I use my words as kerosene. Let a ref's bad call or some fireball get the best of me, or get so caught up trying to buy that bigger boat, I lose time that I could have spent with the ones I love the most. This side of Sunday, after the last amen, my stained glass starts to crack again. The world comes creeping in. But here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday. It's a bar fight between my want to and what I got a history of. Sunken habits don't ever just give up. This side of Sunday, after the last amen, when my stained glass starts to crack again and the world comes crashing in. Here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. Yeah, just trying to get those verses off the page. This side of Sunday. This side of Sunday.
Okay, so the demo has been made and we've started pitching the song or sending it out. Now, In between the time that the demo was made, which was in 2016,
Yeah.
and the time that Brent Harrison recorded This Side of Sunday wasn't until February of 2018.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a lot of time in between the two of those. So what were we doing with the song in between?
Nothing.
No, we were not doing nothing. It just seemed like nothing was happening. But we were sending the song out, we were pitching it, and we were playing it. Like, what are some of the places we were playing?
We played it at Vienna Coffee House, the Smoky Mountain Songwriters Festival.
Right. Basically, whatever venue we had an opportunity to play it, we would play it. Sometimes it'd be Scott performing it, sometimes it would be myself. Because you never know who's going to be in the audience that might hear it, and they might know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. You just never know. So when you're pitching your songs, you have to be persistent. Because just because somebody says no, Scott.
Well, that doesn't mean it's a bad song.
No.
It just means it's not a good fit for that artist. So
That's right.
You know, people talk about having thick skin. You just have to trust that your song is well written, and if you believe in it, just keep pitching it, keep playing it.
That's right, because you never know when something good is going to happen with it. And so you just have to be persistent. And that's the most important part of this particular segment of the Songumentary. You have to be persistent with your songs. If you believe and trust in them, if you're getting good feedback about them, like a really great song, but I just can't use it. You need to take that as encouragement and not as disappointment.
Yeah.
Because, just like with This Side of Sunday, something might be just around the bend for you, just around the corner with your song. Now, about a year after the demo was made, now you have to understand we're pitching the song to different people, we're trying to find the right artist for it. I discovered a genre of music that I really wasn't too familiar with, and that is Christian country music.
So it's not WIVK, it's not
No.
K-Love.
Right.
It's
mostly
country music that's
internet radio stations are the ones who carry this. Sometimes some segments on a mainstream country station.
Okay.
But it's a very small genre. But it sounded like a good fit for the song. And I also found out about the Inspirational Country Music Association, or ICMA. And I became a member of the organization. And when I went to their website, I was really pleased to find out that they have what is called a pitch sheet. Why don't you tell them what a pitch sheet is?
Well, a
Scott?
pitch sheet is for people in the industry who have songs. So it lists artists, when they're recording, and what they're looking for. They might say, I want an up-tempo positive song, or I want a ballad. And it has contact names for who is listening for them. It might be somebody at the record label. It might be the artist themselves. It might be their producer. So the idea is that, you know, you'll find something and you'll be like, oh, you know what? My song would be perfect for this specific listing. And the one you saw was for Brent Harrison.
That's right. And in his description on the pitch sheet, it said that he was looking for positive country songs, which coincidentally was the name of one of my web pages for my Christian country songs, Positive Country Songs. So I thought, this sounds pretty good.
Ding, ding, ding.
So I sent him a link for the website, and specifically for the song This Side of Sunday. And almost immediately, I got an email back from him saying that he had listened to it. Had it been recorded by anybody? Was it on hold for anybody? He and his wife, Jade, just absolutely fell in love with the song, and they wanted to record it. And so later on in the year, August of 2017, he recorded the song at Daywind Studios. And we have some video of a little bit of that recording session right now.
Sometimes I use my words as kerosene. Preacher says I clean up pretty good, but a new shirt and a shave don't mean you're living how you should.
Okay, let's change the phrasing on that second line. Preacher says I clean up pretty good. Instead of leaving "but" out there on its own, let's kind of leave it to preacher says I clean up pretty good. 2, 3, 4, but a new shirt. Let's put "but" let's put all that together.
But this side of Sunday, after the last statement, a stained glass starts to crack again, and the world comes screaming in.
Hey guys, Brent here. We're at Daywind Studio B, and we just finished up the vocals on the brand new album. We are pumped and excited. Obviously here with Rick, Anthony, who engineered today. Cody also did some engineering earlier on it, and Micah, as you all know these guys. We got one of the songwriters in studio today, Miss Townley. So we're glad to have everybody, my lovely wife Jade behind the camera there. So we are pumped. We hope you are pumped and ready for this album. We cannot wait to get this music to you.
Okay, so a great thing has happened. It's what every songwriter wants. Our song was recorded by an artist.
That's right.
He said, I like your baby and I want to put it on my record.
Right.
So at minimum, it's going to be on the streaming services or that people can buy a CD of it.
Right. But if you're like us and it gets recorded, then you always hope the next step is going to happen where it actually gets released to radio.
Yeah, as a single. So he chose to release it as a single. It's his lead-off single to his brand new album called Being Home.
That's right.
And it was released, it can be internet radio or regular over the air, but it's still a single.
That's correct. And This Side of Sunday debuted on an internet radio station called HLE Radio, which coincidentally or not, this year won the award from ICMA for Station of the Year. And it was really fantastic. A lot of people listen to this internet radio station. They've got a wonderful show, a morning show with Hunter Logan. And he invited Brent into the studio to debut the song over the air in January of 2018.
I tell you what, T, we could not be more proud of the brand new album and the brand new single. So we're so glad to have this song out. We hope you enjoy the song as much as we do. I want to thank Mitch Townley and Scott Parker for writing this song and sending it to us. Man, when we heard it, we fell in love with it. We just hope you like it. And it's called This Side of Sunday. Preacher says I clean up pretty good, but a new shirt and a shave don't mean you're living how you should.
Okay, the song has been released. It's debuted on HLE Radio. They're playing it on a regular basis. And not just HLE Radio, but other Christian country radio stations. It's very exciting. As a matter of fact, it's the first song that Scott and I have written together that's been released as a single. So it's extra exciting because of that. So the song gets on the radio and then it starts showing up on different Christian country radio charts that measure the progress of the song based on how often that it's played and also how many times it's requested by a particular radio station. So the song is gaining some momentum.
And Brent, of course, is playing the song everywhere he goes. He's doing a lot of live shows and internet shows, and it's exciting because we're watching it happen in real time.
That's right. It's like, yay, we're in the audience, Brent. Go, Brent.
Yeah. And he, we were so happy with the record he made, but then to see him play it live, and he plays with so much energy and just enthusiasm. It's really, really exciting.
Right. And here's a few clips of Brent playing it live.
The sermon is a jump start for my soul. Every dusty hymn gets me feeling I'm not alone. This side of Sunday, after the last statement, a stained glass starts to crack again, and the world comes creeping in. Here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday. This side of Sunday.
Okay, so the song has been released. Brent is playing it out all over the place. It's moving up the charts slowly but surely. Bunch of stations are playing it. But not only that, it's being featured. It finally creeps in to the top 10 of what is called the Christian Country Countdown, which is...
It's on HLE Radio on Saturdays, hosted by Steve Roberson.
That's right.
So it's the top 10 songs that are requested that week.
That's right.
And all of a sudden, we show up on the chart.
We show up on the chart, and week by week, it starts moving up and moving up. And then, what happens, Scott?
It goes to number 1.
It goes to number 1.
Well, folks, the time is once again upon us for the biggest song in all the land. And the honor goes to Brent Harrison, This Side of Sunday. It's at the top on the HLE Christian Country Countdown.
Number 1.
And then the next week?
It stays at number 1.
And then the next week?
Repeat.
Repeat.
Times 4.
It ends up being the number 1 requested song on the HLE, Christian Country Countdown.
Right.
Can you do it with your fingers? For how many weeks, Scott?
8.
8 weeks.
Well, folks, the time is once again upon us for the biggest song in all the land. And the only word that comes to mind is record breaker. Breaking the record of James G. and Arkin Terrell having the number 1 song for 6 weeks. That old record is gone. It's shattered. Here he is, Brent Harrison, for the 7th week in a row at number 1 with This Side of Sunday. It's at the top on the HLE Christian Country Countdown.
Number 1.
Okay, so the excitement continued, and for us, this is the biggest thing that's happened to us as far as a radio single.
That's correct.
As far as momentum and everything. To top it all off, in December of 2018, we found out that HLE Radio named This Side of Sunday the most requested song of the year.
Right, so basically it was awarded Song of the Year for the radio station. And Brett not only had the number 1 song of the year, but he had the number 2 song. And then let's fast forward a little bit to January of 2019. Because that's when the nominations are announced for Song of the Year for the Inspirational Country Music Association. So I was watching online to the nominations, and this is what we heard.
That brings us now to Inspirational Country Song of the Year. All right, so we're looking at Brent Harrison, This Side of Sunday. Bruce Hedrick, I'll Take It From Here.
That's right. We made the top 10 nominations for Song of the Year. So what do?
Well, it's at the Grand Ole Opry House. What are you going to do?
In Nashville?
In Nashville, that one.
Let's buy some tickets.
Let's buy some tickets.
Get ready for a night of fun.
That's right. And so we got there, and I had a little fun with the camera at that point, just because. All right, here we are live at the Grand Ole Opry House.
Sure are.
Inspirational Country Music Awards. It's Scott Parker. It's kind of dark in here, but you get the gist. Scott, can you stand up on stage there where the light's better? There's Mr. Brent Harrison right over there. He recorded This Side of Sunday. Just had a little chat with him. The doors just opened up. We'll be keeping you all posted on what's going on. Really excited. And it's going to be a fun evening. Okay, we're at the award show. It's very exciting. We had a little fun with that you just saw. It's because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't even know if we would make it in to the top 5. But we knew for sure that we were in the top 10 because it was in the program. You see that? You see that? Brent Harrison, This Side of Sunday. So it's all very exciting.
It is.
We got great seats.
We did.
We're about, 8 or 9 rows from the front. And Brent, where's Brent?
He's like 3 or 4 rows ahead of us.
Right, and he's got
With
just
his
a little
family.
bit of his family there, right?
Oh, yeah, just a
See, they're
few.
like taking up 2 rows or something like that. But he's sitting a few rows ahead of us, and then it finally gets to the part of the program. The program was amazing, by the way.
yeah.
Just so many talented people and great Christian country songs. So we finally get to the part of the program. We don't know what order it's in, but finally, all right, and now we're going to talk about the Inspirational Country Song of the Year. So we're like tensing up and everything. We got our cameras out, we're recording, and we hear the following.
The 2018 Inspirational Song of the Year is This Side of Sunday.
After the last day. The songwriters of this song, Mitch Townley and Scott Parker, who are in the audience here tonight. Thank you guys so much. What a great song. Thank you all.
So we were thrilled to pieces.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that high screaming voice you heard on there, I'm pretty sure that was Scott. I'm pretty sure that was you,
It
Scott.
could have been.
I was like totally calm.
Oh, yeah.
And you were just like, oh,
Yeah, I'm sure my video was like shaky.
Yes.
But Brent, as he's getting up on stage, he's kind of hugging his family and high-fiving some people, and he looked at us and kind of pointed, and it kind of looked like a attaboy.
Yeah,
But
I'm not sure what it was.
Come to find out later, he said on an interview he did a few days later that he actually tried to get the songwriters to come up on
He
stage.
was actually going, come on up on stage with
Yeah,
me.
we thought it was more like, yeah, guys.
We lose, but then how awkward would that have been if he hadn't been doing that and we're following him like his
Super
shadow?
awkward.
Hey guys, what are you doing here? No.
Yeah.
But he was very cool about it, and as he typically does when he performs the song, he gave us a shout out.
He always
as you
gives us
heard.
kudos, yes.
And that's one of the things. Brent is just a great guy.
Yes.
And sure, it's been fabulous to have him record the song, but even more so, it's been tremendous to be able to call him a friend.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate that, and we were able to get our own award.
We were.
That you saw at the beginning of this Songumentary, and we have to share it, but that's okay. Now, Scott said that, what did you tell me about the award? That who gets to keep it?
I think you should keep it.
Because, what were you telling me why I should keep it? Because
I'm afraid my kids will break it.
He's afraid that one of his 4
Or
children.
me. I'm not exactly.
But we'll figure out where it ends up. And so, not only that, did we get to experience all of that and winning the award and all that, but Brent, he got to perform the song live.
On the Grand Ole Opry stage.
Right, and this wasn't like to a recorded track or anything. Tell them.
It was live with the house band and background singers and fiddle and steel. Like it was
legit.
It was.
It was legit.
Yeah.
And I know that my youngest daughter is going to be thinking I'm crazy to use the word legit because only young people use that word. But this is my Songumentary, and so it was legit.
That's right. Legitimentary.
Legitimentary, that's right. And so here's a clip of Brent performing this side of Sunday live on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry House.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brent Harrison. Have a good night. See you later.
Preacher says I clean up pretty good, but be sure that shade on live how you should. The serpent has jumped on my soul. If it doesn't him, it's the feeling I'm not on. This side of Sunday, after the last day, same that stars to come again, and the world comes creeping in. Here comes the next.
We want to thank you all for watching our Songumentary about this side of Sunday. We hope that you have enjoyed it as much as fun as we had putting it together. If you could only see the outtakes for this recording, you would understand.
The bloopermentary is going to be amazing.
The bloopermentary, that's right. But that's because we have a lot of fun writing our friendship, like 8 or 9 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just excited about what's taking place with the song. We have to tell you that there's not a lot of money involved in what we've done and what we've accomplished.
Doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter to us, and we've had a lot of excitement along the way. We especially want to thank Brent Harrison for recording the song, and for just doing such a great job of it, and for being our good friend, and everything that he's accomplished and that we've accomplished with the song is because of what he's done with it and what he did with it. And we also want to make sure that this Songumentary is an educational component for anybody who's a songwriter. Maybe it'll be some encouragement for y'all to keep persevering with your songwriting and to keep pitching it.
Yeah, don't give up.
Don't give up, that's right. And we want to also especially thank our wives for allowing us to do these adventures, like especially the last few weeks. We've been down in Nashville more times in a month than we are ever down there in a month. But it's been a very fun time for us. And maybe it'll happen again, maybe it won't, but that doesn't matter because it happened this one time.
Yeah.
So this concludes our Songumentary, and at the end of the Songumentary, you'll see some information about different songwriting organizations if you'd like to be a part of them. Some that have been very helpful for us, as well as the ICMA and HLE radio and other radio stations, just to give you some encouragement and some opportunities to get your songs out there too. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching.
We'll see you this side of Sunday.
That was clever. We should write that. Don't you think?
It might do something.
It might do something. We'll just have to see. See y'all.
Bye.
Preacher says I clean up pretty good, but a new shirt and a shave don't mean you're living how you should. The sermon is a jump start for my soul. Every dusty hymn gets me feeling I'm not alone. But this side of Sunday, after the last amen, my stained glass starts to crack again, and the world comes creeping in. Here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday, this side of Sunday. Sometimes I use my words as kerosene, get road rage instead of giving praise when a truck just misses me, or forget it's just a fine line that divides me and the guy on the interstate holding up a cardboard sign. But this side of Sunday, after the last amen, my stained glass starts to crack again, and the world comes creeping in. Here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. This side of Sunday. It's a tug of war between my want to and what I got a history of. Some old habits ain't easy to give up. This side of Sunday, after the last amen, my stained glass starts to crack again, and the world comes crashing in. Here comes the next chance to show a man can change. Trying to get the verses off the page. Yeah, I'm just trying to get those verses off the page. This side of sun.